So guys, how does it feel to be appointed a new management team at Hanford?
Good. Proud of it 'cause it's such a good club. But yeah, it's a great achievement for me and Deeks to be in charge of it.
What about you, Deeks?
Yeah, same. Massive privilege to be here and looking forward to it, to be fair. Can't wait now since we was appointed on Sunday to get going.
So can you tell us how it came about you being appointed permanently as a management team?
It's after Saturday, we had a phone call on Sunday, and just basically Graham and Aid said obviously they'd like to put us in charge, just because they saw obviously how the players have reacted to us and the results and stuff like that. So yeah.
Before we talk about your plans, can you tell us about your previous experience in football?
Yeah, so from a playing point, still young, probably should still be playing. But for me, played obviously here, a few games in the Conference North. So from the Conference North to like Step 5, I've been involved in. So a lot of experience in the non-league scene.
Yeah, myself was at Warsaw in League 2, then went to the Conference, signed for Tamworth. And then in the Conference North with Reading. So from Conference down to Conference North, played 150 times, played in the Evo League Prem, this league, Bromsgrove, Hales Owen, and then went into management.
Who would you say your biggest influences in football?
As manager or player?
Manager or player?
Well, we was on about this the other day, weren't we? We said Mick Halsall from Warsaw.
Yeah, brought a lot of good players through and taught us a lot really from an early age, made us mentally stronger.
Yeah.
And some of the values and stuff that you put in has stayed with us now and the way we do things really.
100%, yeah, 100%. So I'd say Mick. Massive.
So when you came to become into a manager at the start, how much did you know about the squad and what were your initial impressions of Hanford?
Well, I watched the Hales Owen game and the Coval game. Definitely thought he was underachieving. But there was some good players obviously in the team. So obviously watching them games and obviously speaking to Andy about one or two things, I was like, I'd do this and I'd do that. And then when it come about on Wednesday, obviously it's like putting them plans into action. But yeah, definitely underachieving when I watched the two games that we played.
So what was it about Deeks Keenen that you wanted him to join you on this venture?
Yeah, well, we've known each other from like Warsaw, so obviously what was your third year then? Yeah, Deeks was the third year, I was the first year, and we've kind of obviously knew each other from obviously Warsaw. Very similar people, trust him, I know he's got my back. Very honest person, and we both are. So yeah, that was a reason.
And Deeks, what sort of management style has Keenen got?
I think in our day jobs we're very similar. Like Keenen said, we've come up through probably the same journey really. Being in the pro game, then dropping down to non-league, and I think we just have the same values and the same theories on how we want to do things, not just in football but in life in general. And like Key said, that we trust each other immensely, not just in and around here but anywhere we are. So trust's a massive thing in football, I think, and we've got that undoubtedly between us.
Can you remember how the two of you felt before the Stratford game?
Well, to be fair, I'll be totally honest, I was a bit nervous. I've been coaching for ages, but leading up to it, obviously we spoke in the wee. I was a bit nervous because obviously you're trying to get your way of thinking and playing over to men's football. So before the game I was a bit nervous, but again that's why I brought Deeks in, because I know that Deeks knows me and has my back and the way that I think he thinks. So as soon as we stepped out here and the whistle was about to blow, I felt as calm as anything, but leading up to that was quite nervous for me.
Nervous but excited as well. It was a situation where we was thrown in terms of we had nothing to lose, so it was just a case of trying to get our message across to the players and seeing if they could take the information on board so quick. And listen, it's a great group of lads in there, and the way they've managed to take the information on board so quickly just proves that it was a group that was maybe a little bit underachieving, but they've been brilliant since we walked through the door, to be fair.
Been
good.
And what sort of style do you want Hanford to play?
We want something fresh, not just for Hanford, but in the non-league scene. Because I've been told a lot of times, like, Key, the way that you want to play, you won't be able to do it in the non-league scene. And for me, that's always been a challenge for me. And I think the Bromsgrove game was a perfect example when the fans are laying at the end and stuff like that. And Bromsgrove can't get the ball off us, and the tempo that we had off the ball with our counter press. That's exactly how we want to play. So we want to be brave on the ball. We want to, take risks, entertain, excite. We want to keep the ball, but for a purpose as well. Not just playing for this because it looks good. Playing with a purpose and trying to score a lot of goals. Because in our team and the front line that we've got, if we play the way that we will play, we'll create loads of chances like we have in all the games that we've been playing, really.
With that style of play, do you want to implement that with the academy team? Yeah.
So the academy play exactly the same. And again, that was a challenge. Can we translate that from the academy into the first team? But the academy will be totally drilled the same. So if the opportunity arises to come into the first team, they know their jobs and their roles and responsibilities.
What are your ambitions for the club?
To get us up as far up the table as possible to start with, but me and Key have come in and we've just took it game by game, and I don't think that will change. We haven't set targets. Obviously we want to be as high as possible, but we haven't set targets in terms of points or whatnot. But this is a massive club, massive non-league club, and we want to be as high up as we can this season. Like I said, we've inherited a group of players. A couple have gone out, a couple have come in. So it's just about getting them to understand the way we want to play and play an attacking style of football, as Keith said, and get us as high up the league as possible. Obviously, a little bit of disruption now with having a month off. Hopefully, it's only a month. But then when we come back, we make sure we hit the ground running, and we're coming off the back of 2 wins. So just to be as high as possible, to be fair.
Definitely.
And what are your thoughts about Danny leaving the club?
Danny's a legend here. Good lad. He's helped me in Deakin out tremendously whilst we've been here. We did want Danny to stay, but also Danny wanted to be guaranteed games week in, week out, and he probably didn't see the team doing as well as it was without him, like he said. But for me, believing in the boys and getting a young, fresh, exciting team, that's important. And I think not one player is bigger than the club, and me and Deeks, you'll see that with us. Sometimes you might see people go out and go, what's happened there? But for us, it's got to be a team mentality. No one, like I said, is as big as the club. And Danny's been a great servant, he has. But again, we won't be guaranteed anyone games, because I think once you guarantee games, you can come off the boil a little bit. And so, and I think the style of play as well that we're starting to play now, does it suit Danny? We don't know. I think he'll score a lot of goals at Rushall, because I think the way that they play will suit him. But I think the last 2-3 games that we've been involved in, you can see how quick we are up front, how quick we are, and how much we flow throughout the team, on and off the ball.
So what are your thoughts about the other teams in our league, and how far are we from competing at the top?
Yeah, I think we're quite close.
I know it's early days and we're only taking game by game, but I look at the squad and I look at the lads that we've got in, and there's no reason why we can't be challenging at the top. No reason why. I think the lads, when we come in, just lack a little bit of belief, and I think if you've watched the last 2 games, and even the games at at Royston, we should have got something. Rushton, if we had took our chances, first 10-15 minutes, we could have been 2-3 up. So it's a good group of players, a talented group of players, and no doubt we will start climbing the table, and we can mix it. We're going to mix it. We're going to mix it with the top 6, no doubt about it. We believe in what we do, and we believe in a group of players that we've got in that dressing room as well.
Totally agree.
So with regards to this lockdown coming up, are the 2 of you going to be keeping in touch with the lads?
Yeah. So obviously we're going to put a plan in place over the next few weeks and do like individual plans for the players and see what their targets are and how we can help them. Because one big thing again about us is we want to develop players at all levels. So no matter if you're a kid or your first team, for us, we need to be filling the players with knowledge. So over that lockdown, we'll be sending in clips like we do in the WhatsApp groups now, saying how could you do this, look at this, how could that improve you, and asking them a lot of questions. So it's very player driven. So when they're on the pitch, they themselves instead of us driving it all the time, can they motivate themselves? So I think once you've got that, you'll fly, like, and we'll manage it along the way.
Finally, what's your message for the supporters?
I think the message for the supporters is just get behind us. Listen, we're young. You know, we've got a young changing room in there, and sometimes it's not going to go our way, and there's going to be some ups and downs. But listen, we're here, and we're very, very optimistic, and you know, we believe in ourselves and believe in the dressing room. And the message to the fans is just stay with us and enjoy the ride, because you know, we believe we're going to be, you know, as high up in the table as possible. We're going to finish as high as we can, and I think they'll enjoy the football that we're going to play.
Yeah, 100%. I think from the Stratford game and the Bromsgrove game, I think there's been a lot of comments to say, you know, that's some of the best football they've saw, and it's like watching Brazil. And we want to bring that, like I said, our youth to the fans, to the pitch, to the lads everywhere, and create a really exciting team. So yeah, stay with us. Like I said, there is going to be ups and downs, but we have to stay together, because you know, nothing's built overnight, and it's as simple as that. But when they're with us, great. If we win or lose, we'll be, for me, a force to be reckoned with, because we will get the most out of these players.
Yeah.